Hey everybody, Steve Fredland here, asking you a single, simple question. What does success mean to you? Now that could be in your nonprofit work, that could be the small business that you run, it could be your job, it could be you as a human being, but what does success mean to you? And so I've asked many people over the years, what is their definition of success? What does success look like in their life? And it's funny to find out that not many people can actually answer that or have at least ever really even thought about it. There's an Americanized vision of success, and that's what comes through all of the advertisements that we see, whether it's television, social media, print media, news, whatever it is. America will tell you, here's what your definition of success should be. And typically that's lined up with what they want you to buy or what they want you to listen to or what they want you to believe. And your friends and your family and your boss, your neighbors, they'll all have a definition of what success is for you too. But what do you say success is for your life? If you're going to look back 50 years from now and say that was a successful life, what would it look like? Or that was a successful nonprofit adventure, or that was a successful small business. What does that look like for you? You see, we rarely decide what it is that we believe or our definition of success for our life or what even a successful life looks like. We inherit those things from our family and our friends, other extended family, the culture, the media, and rarely do we stop to think, what does success mean for us personally? And that's my challenge for you. When we live to meet the expectations of others, one day we wake up wondering, how did we get where we are today? And many of us end up being sad or depressed or disappointed or wishing we could go back and relive our life. So I want to challenge you today to not be in that spot 20 years from now where you're looking back to today and the last 20 years and saying, man, I wish I would have really defined what it is I was trying to do and then lived my life accordingly, ran my small business accordingly, got involved in nonprofit ventures that had the same vision as me. We don't want to live life with regret. So take the time now to challenge yourself to ask that question, what is success? So that you can live the life that leads you in the direction of what it is that you want your life, your small business, and your nonprofit to look like. So how do you figure out what is your definition of success? I would say start with just asking family and friends and wrestling with it, but not everybody's wired in the same way that I am, where I just have a million questions all the time. And so I've created a very easy tool that you can use as a construct to start moving down this direction, to at least start thinking about this with intentionality, to start asking the right questions of yourself, and you can involve other people in this process, and it will start moving you down this road to clearly defining what success is for you, for your small business, for your nonprofit, or any element of life that you choose to work on this with. Now, I'm going to run through this really quickly, but this is a process that's intended to take hours, weeks, months, maybe even years for you to complete, depending on how complicated it is and how many things you need to unlearn, how many things you need to wrestle with that you just inherited that aren't really your beliefs, this idea of deconstructing what it is that you believe and figuring out what it is that you believe for yourself at your core. But I only have a couple of minutes, so I'm going to run through this really quickly, but the intent is that you'll take your time with this. Be methodical, be patient, involve other people. But here's the tool. So start with a clean sheet of paper or a whiteboard or a Word document or OneNote or whatever it is that you use to brainstorm. And on the first page, write down the major areas of your life. So what are those things that are significant in your life, either emotionally or in terms of time or whatever it might be? So that could be your job or your business. It could be your nonprofit involvement. It could be your family, your marriage, your children, friendships, hobbies. Write down those major things in your life that are kind of ongoing chunks of time, chunks of impact that you have. Okay, now you're going to put that aside for now. You're going to come back to that later. And now you're going to pick one of those areas of life that you want to start with. Some people maybe want to start with the biggest, most important one. Some maybe want to ease their way in with something not quite as important. So maybe you start with either, your marriage, or you start with your hobby, fishing, poker, bowling, whatever it might be. One of those influences. But you take that, now you're going to write this on a new sheet of paper. You're going to write on top, What does success mean for me with bowling, with my marriage, in parenting, with my job, with my business? Whatever it is that you chose, write that on the top of the page. Now, on the left-hand side, write down what I want. Okay, that's the subheading, what I want. And now take time to brainstorm, what do you want from that thing that you listed, from your small business, from your parenting, from your marriage, from your friendships, from your hobby, from your job, from your nonprofit involvement, from your board experience, whatever it is, write down what I want and start listing things that you want out of that. Now, those could be tangible things. It could be money. It could be security. It could be joy. It could be excitement. It could be a sense of value. Any of those things, think about what you want from those things. Okay, that's all you're doing. That you're not going to go deeper in that other than just listing it. Once you have a pretty good list, now what you're going to do is in the next column over, call that why. W-H-Y question mark. Why? And what you're going to do is go through each of those things that you want for that specific area, and you're going to answer the question, why? Okay, so for in your small business, you said, what success means for me in my small business. And one of the things you listed was respect. Maybe you want respect from your small business. You want to be the kind of owner, you want to have the kind of business where people respect you. Now I ask the question, why? Why do you want respect? And you might have to think on this for a while. You might have to ponder this for a while. You might even need to involve other people in this for a while. But you need to answer the question, why do you want respect from your small business? Or why do you want financial security from your small business? Or why do you want freedom of time from your small business? Or why do you want to feel important from your small business? Or why do you want wealth from your small business? Whatever it is, ask the question, why? And allow yourself to sink into that. And now you're going to do that for each one of those things that you want from that area. And now in some of those cases, you're going to have duplicate answers. You're going to find that there's the same why for multiple different things. You're starting to hone in on what success means to you, but you still have a long way to go. In most cases, those are going to be a lot of different answers. And that's why we have the third column, what you want, why, and the third column is also going to be called why. Now you're going to look at the answers in the previous column, the why column, and you're going to say, why? Why do I want that? Okay, and this is going to get more and more difficult. You're going to need to get more and more in touch with yourself and become more and more self-aware, but you're going to keep asking why, and you're going to do a third column and a fourth column, a fifth column if you need it, a sixth column if you need it, as many columns as you need. You're going to keep asking the question, why, until you literally cannot answer the question any further. And what you're going to find is that's going to come down to one or two things, almost always, in that area that are really going to define what success means for you in that area. This isn't easy. This takes time, but this is going to be incredibly insightful for you. Trust me on this. And when you're done with that area, you go back to that main page where you listed just the big areas of your life, and you write down those one or two things there. And now you repeat this exercise for another area of your life. What success means for me in parenting. And then you say, what do I want from parenting? Okay, maybe I want to have lifelong relationships with my children. Maybe I want grandkids. Maybe I want them to respect me. Maybe I want them to be obedient. Maybe I want to feel good and prideful about them. Maybe I want them to live close to home. Whatever it is, what do you want from parenting? And then ask yourself, why? And take the time, why? And then go to the next level, why? And keep honing in until you get to that core root definition of success for parenting in your life. And go back and put that on that main page. And keep repeating this. And eventually you'll have your one or two whys for each one of these major areas. And you'll look at that and then you say, what is the general theme here? What do these things have in common? Or maybe ask the question again, why? And you can hone those down, and I'm guessing you'll have a lot of success in this, figuring out what is your overall why after this exercise. And this is critical. I work with a lot of small businesses, a lot of nonprofits, a lot of individuals. And I ask these sorts of questions, and they're like, what are you talking about? Why are we talking about what success means for my life when I just want you to help me in my business? And I would say, well, I don't know what you want from your business, and I don't think you know what you want from your business. I can be, as a consultant, I can help you grow sales. I can help you reduce expenses. I can help you have greater influence. I can help you develop your brand. I can help with your communication strategy. I can help you figure out the competitive environment. I can help you figure out your target market. I can help you isolate demographics that you could target and how you could target them. I could help you analyze your data and create automated reports. I could do a lot of different things for you. But if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. It's the Lewis Carroll quote from Alice in Wonderland, where Alice is exchanging with a Cheshire cat. And she doesn't know where she wants to go. And the Cheshire cat is like, well, then it doesn't matter which road you take. You're going to end up somewhere. But if you want to know where you're going, if you want to define a clear path to your success, you need to first figure out where you're going. And to do that, I believe that you need to define what success means for you. So as a consultant, my vision, my hope is that I want to help you clearly define where you want to go and then help you get a clear path to get there. Well, I'm not doing my job. I'm not following my own heart, my own vision for what I want to do in consulting unless I can really help you define where it is you want to go. Otherwise, I'm just taking your money to accomplish something that may or may not be in alignment with what you want to do. So I get a lot of interesting looks when I start talking about defining what success means for you, but I believe it is the first step to true visceral success in your life and in your small business and in your nonprofit is really honing in on what it is for you to be successful. For me personally, I've done this exercise and I've repeated it over the years, and it keeps coming back with the same thing. I want to have transformational impact. Now, that's what drove me to ultimately leave my corporate world. 30 years in the corporate world with a great paycheck. And I left because I didn't feel I could have the transformational impact I wanted to have in my life like I could if I started coaching and consulting and speaking. Now, it's a crazy decision if my goal is financial security, or if my goal is wealth, or if my goal is influence, if my goal is to make my parents proud of me, or to pay for my kids' college. All of those things, that was the wrong decision. And from a world's perspective, it might have been the wrong decision because those might be the world's values, what they're looking for. But for me, I had to decide, what am I looking for out of my life? When I leave this planet, what legacy do I want to leave? And I want to leave a legacy of having had transformational impact, of being able to come alongside of people that own small businesses and run nonprofits and are confused in their world and help them clarify some things and help them live a better life with more success consistent with what their heart is. And I couldn't do that inside of the corporate world, so I had to leave. So this is a powerful program, a powerful tool to help you define what success means for you. You deserve a clear path to success, and the world needs your passion and your contribution. I help you get there from here. If you want to connect with me, if you want to have a 15-minute free conversation to just figure out what you're wrestling with and if there's a way I can help, I would love to do that. Email Steve at stevefredlin.com. Give me a call or text me, 651-587-5435. Go to stevefredlin.com. Check out the information about me. You can read all about my background, my experiences, and what I bring to the table. I would love to connect with you, but if nothing else, I hope you can just take the free content from this video, run with it, do the exercise. Even just starting the exercise will get your mind rolling. And so hopefully that will transform how you think about your life and how you make decisions, and ultimately lead you toward a future that is more successful in alignment with how you view success, not influenced by how the world views success. Until next time, Steve Fredlund here. Thanks.